And salutations, my beautiful people, and welcome to the Charlie Young Review channel, where I always have to do the delicate duty of deciding whether or not a Transformers figure deserves to be slaughtered or salvaged. I'm just joking. But anyways, today's review will be on Cybertron Dirt Boss. Now, this guy, well, he's a purple and green monster truck with rather big tires as monster trucks are supposed to have. But yeah, let's just move on to his 360. So you can see these big wheels, and for some reason my copy, the wheels don't really roll that well. Even if you push down on it hard, they just slide along. I don't know if it's because they've gone stiffer over age and stopped laughing, or if they're just always like this, but for some reason the wheels on mine don't move that well. We have the back along with these bits of exhaust, and we'll go over this little slot here soon. You have the other side. The underneath, which doesn't even have that much, well, under junk, where bits of the robot can be seen, which is amazing. Here we can see the top, where we can see a Decepticon insignia. These little triangle bits, and I just realized this one's got some scraping. And you walk on the panel lines, you can sort of see how this guy can transform, but before we move on, I need to introduce a gimmick. You see, in Transformers Cybertron, the toy line's gimmick wasn't really, it wasn't mini-cons or combining like the previous toy lines did. Instead, what they had was these things called Cyber Keys. And this isn't actually Dirt Boss's correct Cyber Key, because, well, even though this guy normally uses the same Cyber Key, this isn't his one. This is actually from Clocker, or in this case, Skid's Japanese release, which is why the back doesn't have any code. But before I show you what this key does, I'm going to explain why we have this red and color in this symbol. Cybertron had these different planets. For example, Cybertron and Earth, because I think Cybertron just used Autobot and Decepticon keys. Earth had like a blue color key with like a sun symbol, from what I can remember. There was something called the Beast Planet, which was green and had a claw symbol, pretty much the Maximals and Predacons from Beast Wars. We had a Giant Planet, which had, well, pretty big figures. There was even a version of Metroplex. I think their keys were like yellow, and they had like little blue circles on their keys. And this one from the Speed Planet, or Velocitron, as it's called in the cartoon. So yeah, along with Dirt Boss and Clocker, the other inhabitants of Velocitron are a female character named Override, a huge green car named, well, a huge armored car named Crumple Zone, and a little motorcycle named Ransack. Because this was when Hasbro was using the name Ransack for any random character. But anyways, what we do, we take this key and we plug it in. Did you see that? Plugging this key makes the wheels fold out like so. So he's like lower to the ground, but he's sort of wider, and the wheels still don't move that well. Okay, I guess you can consider this unofficial hyper mode, because that's what the Energon Decepticons had, even though this is from Cybertron. But this is actually the start of his transformation. And let's just get onto that. We take the front of the vehicle, and we just extend these out. And then we move these down. Now, before we move on, if you don't have the cyber key, don't worry. Because, well, you do have to extend these out. Turning the waist automatically does that for you. We then fold up this guy's, well, we fold up this guy's feet. With the arms, we just untap them like so. Move them down and just do the elbow, which is sort of tight on this copy. And then we move that down and we just fold out this guy's head. And move my camera back. Oh, this guy's head turns. Here we have Dirt Boss in his robot mode. And, well, he's very unique in the sense that the top of the vehicle forms his robot mode. Because, I mean, with most figures, the underneath forms the robot mode, but yeah. Now, you're probably wondering, so, if the wheels are already displayed out in this mode, what does the cyber key do in this mode? Well, I'll just show you if I just plug this in. What it does is, it actually flips out the exhaust and they become shoulder cannons. And this is how I normally choose to display Dirt Boss and with his cyber key gimmick on. Yeah, that looks rather cool, doesn't it? So turning this guy around, we can just see what's underneath of the vehicle. And having a look at Dirt Boss's head. His head is rather amazing, because, well, you see how, what with his right eye, it's actually like a cyborg eye. And if my phone will focus, which it rarely ever does, you can see that it's sort of like a Gatling gun eye. Now that is amazing. And Dirt Boss is Dirt Boss is pretty much the only Transformers character I know who has a cool looking cyborg eye like that. Now, I'm going to do something that I haven't done in my previous reviews because I just forgot to, and show off this guy's articulation. If you want to pose him, his head can just swivel like that. His arms can move up and go out. So if you want to make him T-pose, go ahead. Well, he can move his arm out to the side. Got elbows, as seen earlier. We have the waist rotation. That can move out. Can go back that far. Ugh. Come on, piece of... You can make him do the splits if you want to. The knees can rotate. And thanks to the transformation, these bits can move down. So yeah, pretty poseable. Now, in the Japanese version of Cybertron, or Galaxy Force, this guy was named Inch Up. And that's just a really stupid name. I much prefer the name Dirt Boss. So, pretty much that concludes my entire review on this guy. Do I recommend him? Well, of course I do. This guy is really fun. I mean, his name is cool. His face is cool of his cyborg eye. Plus, well, I mean, he doesn't come with any extra weapons. The only thing you have to worry about is the cyber key. And even then, other cyber keys will work. Or if you have anything like, say, like a really thin ruler or even a pair of glasses, you can just use like the leg of the glasses just to push that thing in for the cyber key gimmick to work. And I've done that before, so if you don't have a cyber key, as long as you have anything thin enough to fit in there, you're pretty much all set. But that pretty much concludes my review on this guy. And this is Charlie Young, signing off.